Having spent the night at a farm, which also served as a campsite, we found ourselves as the only guests due to the early spring season. With the sun shining and well rested, we continued our journey to France with a short stop in Bruges.
You know the things have been quite well the latest days. You know I'm confident, feel almost innocent. No soul that I have got to sell, and no one there to pay the price for it. I think this might be it, this might be the real life, this might be the real life, this might be.
Bruges, located in the Flemish region of Belgium, is often referred to as the Venice of the North because of its abundance of canals and rivers. The city is known for its historic architecture and served as a hub of commerce and culture during the Middle Ages. It's also known for the hilarious movie In Bruges by Martin McDonagh. After spending some time exploring the city and having a meal, we continued to France. As we continued our journey, we didn't come across any formal border crossing. Instead, we only saw a sign indicating that we had entered Hondschot, a region in France that may not sound French, but marks the border with Belgium. So, we are in France now.
Also da vorne rechts sollte besser werden, aber das könnte man sich auch überlegen, ne?
We had trouble finding a place to spend the night, as all the camping places were full, and the private woods and fields in the area didn't allow us setting up a tent. After searching for an unusually long time, we met a campsite owner who suggested a place we could stay.
Vous avez plus de place? Ah. Keine Plätze mehr.
Allez au château de Grospette.
Comment ça s'appelle?
Château de Grospette.
Ok. Vous pourrez me montrer? Comment ça s'appelle? Château de...
Ah, celui-là.
D'accord. Vous savez combien ça coûte environ une tente?
Une chambre.
Une tente?
Une tente?
Oui.
Ah, ça doit être 12 ou 14 euros par nuit.
Ça. Merci beaucoup.
Service.
Bonne soirée.
Ouais.
Eventually, we found a place with an available spot. After spending a few days outdoors in the chilly spring weather, we decided to head south towards the Atlantic coast, as we saw on the weather forecast that rain was coming from the north. We traveled on country roads for 2 days, which was somewhat relaxing. The rain eventually caught up to us before we reached Bordeaux. However, we soon realized that we weren't escaping the bad weather, but driving straight into a storm. But more on that later. We arrived soaked but happy in the city and decided to spend the night in a hotel to wash and dry our motorcycle gear. With some free time on our hands, we took advantage to explore the city of Bordeaux. You can feel that Bordeaux is a city undergoing changes, where you can find both well-preserved historic buildings as well as abandoned or recently constructed ones. The next day we decided to ride to the coast, which was about 70 kilometers from the city.
Say the more we drink special amber, special amber, special amber. More we drink special amber, and the happier we shall be. Say the more we laugh together, together, together.
After a short ride, we arrived at Biscarrosse, which is located at the Atlantic coast. As we arrived, the sun came out, and you could sense the smell of the pine trees typical for that region. We liked it there, so we decided to stay 3 days and surf. Unfortunately, we suck at filming, so we have no filming material from our surfing. But we suck at surfing too, so no reason to be sad about that. We had something to eat and walked through the forest. After a short walk, you will find the sand dunes and the ocean. We were lucky that day. There were almost no people.
Rucksack, ja.
After spending 3 days in Biscarrosse, we headed towards Spain. Although it was already raining, we checked the weather radar and noticed a small window we could use to try to outrun the rain, which worked more or less well until we reached San Sebastián. Sometimes it's good not to be alone on the road. We stayed a moment in the city, but decided then to head on further and to try cross the mountains of Basque Country, where we anticipated better weather. However, this plan turned out to be a significant error.